Hi, this is Yolanda Van Veen from vanveenbulbs.com, and we're going to learn all about how to grow peonies. They're such a beautiful plant. Peonies are one of my favorite flowers. They have the most beautiful blooms. They're one of the most beautiful flowers in the world. They almost look like a rose or a paper flower to me. They come in dark pinks, almost purples, and softer pinks, and whites, and all different colors. But they're beautiful. So when planting a peony bulb, make sure that the eyes are up. This is what matters more than anything else. I've actually found pieces with pretty much no root at all, just the eyes, and they've still grown for me. So when you plant them, you don't want them too deep. So you only plant them maybe 1 or 2 inches deep at the most above those eyes, because you don't want the eyes to be totally covered up. They've got to be a certain warmth to come up, and they won't bloom if they're too deep. Now, peonies bloom in May and June, so these have already bloomed. But they still have really nice foliage into the fall. So as soon as the blooms are done, I just kind of snip them off and leave the foliage. And as we get into the fall, too, they turn a really nice brown, bronzy color. So they're really pretty for fall color. So that's kind of a bonus that you get from peonies. Another thing you got to remember is they've got to have a thick set of roots to bloom. So if you plant them the first year, sometimes you don't get blooms right away the first spring. So don't be too hurt about it or take it personally. They need to be big to bloom. So sometimes it takes 2, 3, even 4 years to get lots of blooms. Another trick is putting like 3 or 4 bulbs really close together when you start, because that way they think they're crowded and they'll bloom much quicker. And that way they'll be happier. They like to be in groups. And a lot of times they don't like to be moved. So when you move them, you have to start over. But have patience, it's worth it. They're one of the most beautiful plants in the world.